Hello friends, welcome to AQ by AS YouTube channel. This session is a part of our quick revision series Prelims Atulya. In today's session, we'll discuss rest of the judgments. So we are continuing our last session. In the last session as well, we discussed some significant, some landmark judgments of the Supreme Court. So let's get started. Let's finish the polity today because tomorrow we are starting the economy. So the first judgment, it is related with sedition. So sedition, it is a crime, it is an offense under section 124A of IPC. Okay, so this becomes very important from your prelims perspective. Remember section 124A of IPC. Now in this judgment, Supreme Court said that we must define, this is high time, we should define the limits of sedition. Because we have seen in the past that sedition, it is being used as a tool to curb the freedom of speech. It is being used to suppress the voice of critics, voice of journalists, voice of social media users. So in this case, Supreme Court has said that in the recent times there has been indiscriminate use of sedition and it must stop. Now from the exams perspective, section 124A of IPC, this becomes important. Now let's talk about fundamental right to reside and to move freely throughout the territory of India. Now we know that we have the fundamental right to move anywhere in the country. So we can go wherever we want to. And this is a fundamental right under Article 19. Okay. Now this right, it is available only against the state, not against private individuals. Let's try to understand this. Suppose you want to go from Delhi to Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so you want to relocate from Delhi to Madhya Pradesh. Now your parents, they are asking you not to move. They are asking you not to relocate. So you cannot go to Supreme Court asking them to enforce the fundamental right because this is not available against private individuals. If the state tries to impose the restrictions on your movement, then you can approach the Supreme Court. But this right, it is not available against private individuals. Now this freedom of movement, remember, this freedom of movement, it is of two types. Okay, so this freedom of movement, it has two dimensions. Okay, first internal, second external. Internal means, suppose you are living in Delhi and from Delhi you want to move to Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so this is an internal movement. And if you want to move from Delhi to the USA, this is an external movement. Now remember, when you are moving from Delhi to Jammu and Kashmir, this is protected under Article 19 because this is an internal movement. And when you want to move from Delhi to the USA, this is protected under Article 21. Okay, so internal movement, it is protected under Article 19 and external movement, it is protected under Article 21. Okay, so you have to remember these facts. This is very important. Now let's move to another judgment. This is regarding right to privacy. Now an actor approached the Delhi High Court. She said that she wants to get her content which is available on online platform, she wants to get that removed. Now she has cited right to be forgotten. Now this right to be forgotten, it goes in sync with right to privacy. Now what is this right to privacy? See, right to privacy, it is a fundamental right. This is your fundamental right and it was declared fundamental right in Puttaswamy case by the Supreme Court in 2017. So this right to privacy, it is a fundamental right under Article 21 and it forms a part of right to life and personal liberty. So it forms an intrinsic part of right to life and personal liberty. Now as I said, this right to be forgotten, it is a part of right to privacy. We can say that. Although there is no law in our country that defines right to be forgotten. Now what is this right to be forgotten? Suppose your photos Your videos, these are available on any online platform. Now this information which is available online, it is no longer necessary, it is no longer relevant, it is no longer pertinent, and you want to have it removed. Okay, so you can get it done under right to be forgotten. And this right to be forgotten, it has been recognized by Data Protection Bill, but this has not been enacted yet. Okay, so just remember about right to be forgotten and right to privacy. And this right to privacy, this is a fundamental right under Article 21. Now let's talk about this judgment. In this judgment, Supreme Court said that economic criteria cannot be the sole basis to decide whether you are a part of creamy layer or not. Okay, so just because you are rich, that does not mean that you can become a part of creamy layer. So this creamy layer, it is a provision under reservation of OBCs. So if you belong to creamy layer, that means that you won't receive the reservation which is available for OBCs. So economic criterion, it should not be the sole basis. We should take into account the social status also. So let's try to understand what Supreme Court said by an example. Suppose you are an IAS officer. Okay, now if you are an IAS officer, then you have high social status and you are rich also. So if you are an IAS officer, you can be a part of creamy layer because you have high social status, you are socially elevated, and you are rich also. So let me tell you one thing, that just because you are rich, that is not enough. Social status, that matters too. So being wealthy, this is not enough. Now let's talk about this judgment. This is regarding the prevention detention. In this case, Supreme Court said that this prevention detention order, it can be passed only when a person is likely to affect the public order, public at large. Okay, so Supreme Court said that you have to be very, very judicious while using the tool of prevention detention. You have to analyze whether this person will impact the public at large or not. So if a situation can be dealt only by using the law, then use a simple law or an administrative action. There is no need to use the tool of prevention detention. Suppose two men are fighting, okay, two drunkards, they are fighting on road. For that, you won't use the tool of prevention detention because these two men, these are not impacting the public at large. So you cannot use the tool of prevention detention for these two persons. And let me repeat one more time, we have made a couple of videos on prevention detention, you can watch. Okay, so all these judgments I wanted to discuss in today's session. And if you have liked our initiative, you can subscribe our YouTube channel for more such videos, and do not forget to download these notes. Okay, and you must start revising now. So that's all for today's session. I'll see you in the next session soon. Bye bye. Thank you very much.